basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's here. It does not appear she is in Chicago.
I'm back.
She is dressed for DC more than Chicago, and she looks spectacular.
Nice shirt.
Thank
What's
you.
up, TK?
What's up, guys? My laptop, my Odyssey issued laptop, just would not pull up my email.
No, you could have ended at Odyssey issued laptop, and we would have understood.
Yeah. So that's why.
Did you take the training about what to do if you're attacked with a hammer by a coworker?
That's not real.
No,
ma'am.
Not only is it real, it really happened to me.
Well, yeah, you'll be getting that training soon, ma'am. Yes, you'll. Yeah, but yeah, you could have ended at Odyssey issued laptop, and we all would have understood.
Yeah, it's been. I barely got in here. There was thunderstorms in Chicago all day, so I got in.
So you just got back now?
Like an hour ago.
Oh wow!
Jeez.
Wow, how was Chicago? We were living.
Oh my god, we did everything. We went to the Cubs game.
Now, hold on. Before you who's we?
I brought a crew with me.
She got an entourage.
Wow.
I'm not.
She has a posse.
Oh, the Odyssey issue laptop froze. Now another. Yep, it did. I think you just kicked out of an official Trysta. It has to be 5 seconds. You kicked out at like 4.5.
Let's see. All right, we got it. Why don't we do this? Hold on. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's try this. It's probably not going to be as good. It's probably not going to be as good, but
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I know what's happening.
Trysta on Rush Street. It's lit.
It must have been hot there too. I saw what Trysta had on at the Cubs game. It
humidity too. I mean, humidity.
Hold on, let's make a switch. There we go. Okay, we back in here.
Y'all are tripping. You know what I mean? It was hot that day though. 97 that day.
I just thought about something, and forgive me if it was on your Twitter feed because I didn't. I wasn't really on Twitter that much over the weekend. I saw you at the Cubs game, but did you go to the Sky game too?
No, I just I feel so bad asking for hookups, so I only wanted to ask for one hookup.
Oh, you really got to hang out with Kenny Moore. He'll ask.
Wait, what? All I want is some book ones. All right.
I'm more of like I let the plug come to me. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, probably.
Pause. No, so I'd never been to Wrigley Field before, and so Mitch Rosen is the PD of 670 The Score, where I do shows on the weekends, and I think they have like a suite or something. So I just was like, hey, I've got a couple of friends coming into town, and we've never been to Wrigley. Do you think that maybe you could help me find some tickets? And I was expecting, those little word choices that you
use. No, that's very good.
If there's any tickets lying around.
Yeah, I don't know, what you suggest, but I'm new to town. And he was like, tickets will be in your email, midweek. It was 7th row behind home plate.
That was nice.
That was nice. So then we ran into, one of the guys that came with was a producer for the show that I go on all the time, Bernstein and Holmes. And so he's like, oh, let's walk around Wrigley. And then we see Cliff Floyd, who it was a Mets player.
The baseball player?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So he does some stuff for the Marquee. He does pre and post game for the Cubs. And he was like, introduced us. So we started talking, and we're like, what's up with you? And he's like, oh, well, I got to go change because my guy, Roy Wood, is in town, and he's doing a show. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And I go, no, that's my guy. That's your guy? And I go, yeah, tell him I said hey. And he's like, oh, okay. And my friends were like, oh, okay. And I was like, this dude's here right now? So I FaceTimed him. And it was, the that moment where you just, there's a moment where either you're going to look like you're crazy and you just have that person's number, or you're going to look like that's your guy. Kenny Kenny makes me feel like the former a lot, right?
Don't
Like
do
he makes
Don't do
me.
that.
He
Don't do
declines.
that, Trysta. I pick up all the time, and when I don't, I call back immediately, and I got to now do the record video. That's what
Yeah,
she does.
the phone's always on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, just pick up the phone. Anyway, so I FaceTime Roy, and he threw out the first pitch, and I didn't even know that.
Oh,
So
snap.
he came over to us, and it was, it was great. I hadn't seen him forever. And he's like, hey, you guys trying to come to the show tonight? And we're like, yeah. He's like, let me put your name on the list. We go to the show, which I have a sidebar story about somebody who was trying to play, Big Time Us, who works on the station, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear about this. Yeah.
He literally is like Big Time Us. Anyway, so we get to the show a little late, like still opening act late, but like late. And we're front effing row at this freaking show. It was so cool.
What happens when you hang out with Trysta, man? I'm telling
So then we ended up going backstage, and my friends got to meet him again, and they took pictures and all that stuff. So that was like,
Where was Cliff Floyd? He was in the 44th row.
I don't know where Cliff was. I saw him after the show, and he was like, "Oh, you did come. And I was like, "I told you, I know." Like,
So what's the sidebar story?
oh yeah, so me, the producer of the show on the Score, and so I do Saturdays there every now and again, and I also go on once a week with the show from 10 to 2, right? And then my friends are there, and then Roy's there, and so this guy pulls up who does the show from 2 to 6, right after the 10 to 2 show, right? So he knows this producer that's with me. So he pulls up on Roy. He's like, "Hey, Roy, I'm Danny. I was we just interviewed you the other day. Blah blah blah. From 670 The Score." And he's like, kind of doing this to us, like this is our group that he just like got into, and then like was like, actually, no, this is like a 1-to-1 conversation. And Roy was being like real cool, and he was like, "You know Trysta, right? Like she's on the station." And he looks at me like, oh, okay. And I was like, wow. And then I go, and Ray, like the producer on the Scores right here too, right there. Like, Katie, you see him? And he looks at Ray, and he's just like, oh, okay. Like, if you didn't know that we work there, you would think we do not work there. Like, this guy definitely works there, and like these dudes are interns at best.
Wow. Boo.
It sounds like he needs his ass beat. So if you haven't taken the HR training now, it would be a great time to go beat that guy. That's so whack.
Boo.
He had his kid in his arms. He's like, yeah, I'm on dad duty. Yeah.
I hate
No one
these
cares,
stupid
jackass.
ass self-important people. Like, bro, shut up.
I was like, dang, dude,
Bitch, you work at a radio station. No one knows who you are. Give it a rest.
come on. Yeah. And it's like wild because I saw his host, like his partner that was there at Roy's show. And he comes right up to me. He's like, hey, like, what's up, Trysta? Big fan. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, I would have thought you had no idea who I was. And he goes, why is that? And I go, because your show partner just literally like acted like he had never heard my name, never heard my voice, never seen me. Like I was just a scrub. And he was like, oh yeah, that's Danny. Yeah.
That's Danny.
Goodness sakes.
Oh man. Well, and more of I got another question for Trista's trip to Chicago. Did you go see Sweetie?
No, didn't see Sweetie, but I saw somebody else. One more story. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Are you ready? Okay, so we're staying in Hyde Park, which I highly recommend. South side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like just down the street from like Muhammad Ali's house, Farrah Khan's spot, the whole like little compound they got going on there. And we're walking with Emma, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think Obama's house, like Obama has a house around the corner from here somewhere. Let's put it into our GPS and see where it is. And I'm like, well, he doesn't live here really anymore. He lives in DC, but at least we could see the house. And like, it's probably barricaded because the last time I came to Chicago, the streets were blocked off, barricaded. Makes sense, but we'll just get as close as we can. So we walk over there. Sure enough, barricaded, do not enter. And I'm like, well, we're walking. It's different than like on cars, different than on foot. So let's walk through and see.
What?
It's not. This story's gonna. Well, the ending won't be tragic because Trysta's here.
The thought process is crazy. That's whatever. Do not interrupt.
I'm like, we'll just see how long it takes for them to tell us to turn around, And
It's the most white privilege thing
and my
ever.
friend, that's what my friend said. My friend was like, your white is coming out right now. And I was like, fam, you look like a university professor. You're not getting shot either. None of us are getting shot, okay? Our melanin level is like yellow at best, okay? Like Damien's 5 shades darker than all of us combined. So I don't care what, he's got his red bone, his summer red bone on. I can see it. So Emma's like playing in the grass, and like she's like rubbing her belly on the grass. I'm like, come on, Emma, let's go. Let's see this house, because you like try to take a photo of it or something. And I look up and I see, because we're 3 doors down from Obama's house at this point. Can't believe we've gone so far, because he's like all the way at the end of the block, like 2 houses in, and we're coming from the other side. So like, but we've already gone like 75% of the way there. No one said anything. So I look up, and there's a group of like 6 people in formal attire leaving Obama's house. And I was like, that's weird. You'd think that they run tours out of there? Because like, I wouldn't want to run a tour out of that house if I still lived there. Like, that's weird that people are leaving his house. Yeah. And I'm like, that couldn't, nah. And so then all of a sudden they get into these cars, and it's 4 black SUVs, boom, 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 boom. And then it's 3 presidential limos, boom, boom, boom. And then it's 1 SUV out the back, boom. And they're driving past us. And then the Secret Service is like, hey. What are you doing? Like, do not move 1 more step. Like, we weren't gonna go anywhere. He goes, let all these cars go past, and then you need to cross the street. I'm like, dude, you're so slacking, like, what have you been doing? Hey. And he's like, you guys live on this block? And we're like, oh, we're 1 block over. Which we were, in fairness, 1 block over. And so my friend says to the guy, he goes, to the Secret Service, he goes, is Obama in residence right now? Is that what we just saw? And the Secret Service person just like smiles. It's like, yep. And I was like, wait, Obama! What are the odds? Like, you get onto his block and he walks right out of the house with the family.
Trysta lives a life, man.
She
lives a life.
It could have ended that day in Hyde Park. Thankfully, it didn't. But no, she lives a life.
Once she got past the U.S. Army or whatever, and got past.
Well, all because Emma wanted to rub her belly on presidential grass.
Oh no, I was saying, where was she at? Where she took the wrong turn going to Starbucks? Yeah. Once she got past that, I mean,
I guess
she's Teflon.
So that was freaking crazy.
Secret Service is nothing after that.
We got into the Uber and we told our Uber driver, and he goes, you guys should buy a lottery ticket, because I've never heard of that. Like, not only does he never come to Chicago and he doesn't stay there anymore, for you to be on the block while Secret Service is there and they leave, and somebody like waved at Emma out the window.
That's pretty cool.
No, that was a gun. They were waving a gun. Ma'am,
keep moving.
Move, ma'am. That's crazy. You do live a book-worthy life.
How does it happen? I don't know. It doesn't make any.
It's just TK.
I've been in DC at the White House, and President Obama wasn't there. Well, all right. You hit the one time he just had to drop by and pick up some basketball shorts and left, and you just happened to be there when he did
pick up his mail real quick.
Whoa!
He got a package from StockX. He had to pick up real quick.
They were all like super dressed up too. Like, I think the oldest daughter, now that I'm like piecing it together, had like a bright yellow, like sort of like spring dress on. Everybody else was in like black suits, black dress. Like 6 of them.
See, Obama just like us. That's where he sends his shoes. So Michelle don't. You don't send them to the house. He said, "Oh, let me send them to the house in Chicago."
You better be careful. Jasmine listens to this show.
Well, I used to send my shoes to my grandmother's house, but she's not here no more. So I don't. I need a new connect.
Jig is up. Well,
I need a new stash house.
Send them to Odyssey or send them to
I told Kim I was going to do that. She said, "You better not."
I just love the idea of a StockX package showing up with Barack Obama's name on it. Brother, looking at it, you think that's the Barack Obama? Nah, it can't be. Drop these off. It feels ridiculous to shift to basketball now after that. That was fun.
That was fun.
When you coming back here?
That's what I was thinking too. Come
know.
on, man.
Are you going to Vegas?
Are you going to Vegas?
No.
You guys never be on some legit stuff with that.
I'm gonna be in Baltimore in a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I got a wedding to go to. It's like a whole all-star weekend, but I don't know. Might have some downtime.
All right, let me know. I don't know when I'm coming to Sacramento. I am gonna be in Vegas for part of Summer League. I've got my 20th high school reunion. Yeah, so that's like right in the last day of Summer League. And then I've got also my first boss and mentor's 50th birthday party as well. So I'm not going to be able to stay for the whole thing. So, but I don't know. I need a reason to come back, you know? Like, we got to get some games going. I got to figure
I can think of two of them.
Well, we know that Kenny's already still in the doghouse from the last time. So.
No, I'm back outside. I'm working.
Well, yeah, now that we have KSFM, we disguise everything as work. Yeah, we got to go to Tiger tonight for work.
That's how we wash the money.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to Tiger because I want to.
You wash the money now. But nah, man, you got to pull up. It's funny you say that about Vegas, though. It feels like this summer league does not have a buzz.
No.
And it has to do with the draft class.
Yeah.
Because next year with Cooper Flag and stuff. And isn't Boozer's son next year as well?
Either next
year, the following year.
But Ace Bailey is going to be a really big name to watch as well. You've got Ron Harper's son, Dylan Harper Jr. You've got who else is in that class? You got some good players.
Yeah.
Obviously Cooper Flag. I don't know if I'm as high on Cooper Flag as a lot of other people.
Really, Cooper Flag can go. He's nasty.
And it's more mental than anything. It's more like upbringing, really good family, like very chill, like not. There's just things about him that I wonder what the competitive edge is going to be like. So, like, I wonder about his toughness, like mental toughness. But we're going to see. We're going to see. He'll get real annoying once he gets on Duke's campus because they
perfect place for him
with annoying serum.
JJ Flag is going to be his.
Oh my God. Is JJ arrogant, or does he just come across as arrogant?
I think he is arrogant. Yes. Do you guys have friends or know people who are ridiculously smart, but they're really annoying about it?
I mean, I know people like that, just random people.
Yeah.
That I like, that I'm cool with, like some of the homies from way back when. But all right, smart ass.
I feel like that's JJ. He's just always wanting to let you know that his mental is just better than yours, you know? In every way. He's also a little smug. I think so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and doesn't I'd be fine with arrogance and smugness if it also had a tone of playfulness. He's like dead ass about it too. He takes it so serious. Even when he was like, truthfully, Claire, I haven't thought about it. Give an F. And it's like
so
and that felt like such a contrived F-bomb. Like it wasn't even organic.
No. And I'm like, bro, you dropped 4 F-bombs in this press conference. And you also it up by saying you've been paying attention to everything that everybody is saying in the last 6 weeks, and it's been one hell of a ride to be a part of the content aggregation machine or whatever he called it. I'm like, you didn't have to say all that if you really don't care.
Right. One of the things that I hypothesize though is JJ, because we can feel however we feel about him. The jury's still out for me as with him as a coach. Like maybe he is Pat Riley. I don't know, but
Come on.
do you think JJ is like that with non-NBA players? Because he holds him. I'm an NBA player and I know basketball more than you just don't understand. You don't know. But when he gets around NBA players, he's got a little bit more respect for working with them and holding conversations with them. You think that's the case with him? Because if it is, he'll be fine in that respect as a coach.
Yeah, I've listened to a bunch of his podcasts when he talks to like Trey Young and he talks to other players that he interviews, and he's got a really good memory and he's got things in his chamber of what they do really well that he wants to break down. So when he would interview players, he would never try to criticize them, and the whole interview was very positive and very much like highlighting the things about that player's game that he thinks he wants to accentuate in a good way. So I think that's important. I think his analytical focus will be nice, a nice change of pace from what we saw with Frank Vogel and Darvin Ham. But I don't think we can really say how it's going to be, how he's going to be able to interact with players, how his relationship with LeBron is going to impact the locker room. Is he going to be very Anthony Davis focused? Because they need a center. If Anthony Davis is going to be happy, Anthony Davis can't play five. He just has said that since forever, right? Like the time where it was really impactful was when it was him and Boogie. So he needs a big. So does that mean that the Lakers try and get like I don't know, somebody in free agency or try to get somebody in a trade? Hard to say, but the relationship element will be interesting because he's also not afraid to say what he thinks, and it sounds pretty harsh when he's delivering criticism.
Do you think it's an eventful couple of days in the NBA?
Yeah, I think there's so much going on. Yeah, I mean, I think everything I hear in terms of free agency, this should be a pop. And that's why I think Summer League's going to be good, is because I don't think it's about the players that are playing in it. I think it's more about all the stuff that could happen in free agency. Like when for example, Russell Westbrook got traded to the Rockets, I was sitting 5 feet from D'Antoni, and I watched him see it pop up on Bleacher Report. Honestly, I watched him like look down, go kind of like, okay. Then I like looked at my phone and I was like, oh, okay. And then he looks up, looks around, and I like.
Oh, you know what I just thought about? It's an Olympic year, so isn't there going to be like Olympic exhibition games in Vegas? That's usually what happens, huh?
They should be already gone by then. I think they'll be
Oh yeah,
over.
because Summer League's a little later than it
Yeah,
normally
summer
is.
is Summer League the
I think it's like
15th,
third week, second week.
Oh.
12th through the 22nd.
Yeah, they pushed it back a little bit because
Okay.
isn't that how it used to go? They would play like maybe the following during
So that
Summer
would make
League.
sense because the
play-
women
Basketball starts on the 27th. So
What-
maybe they
or
do.
the Olympics starts on the 27th.
Yeah, so the women are leaving the 22nd or the 21st. It might be the 21st because they're leaving the
right
day
after
after
the
the All-Star game.
A league shut.
No,
The
you're
league will
right.
shut down after that for
Yeah, the league will
2-3
shut
weeks.
down for a month.
U.S. versus Canada is Wednesday, July 10th. Maybe I should go to that one.
That's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, those things be popping. I haven't gone to a game,
Yeah, that'd be
but
fire.
the city is a buzz when
that'd be
US
fire.
Team USA is there.
Well, that's because all the big dogs are there.
Yeah,
all the big boys are there.
July 10th.
Well, we're glad the Secret Service didn't get you, TK. we would have been inconsolable if we found out that you got shot because you were walking down President Obama's street when you shouldn't have been, despite the giant sign that said "Do not enter." So we're glad you're good.
In my head, it was like, well, other people do live on this block. What if it's me?
Well,
I'm guessing there's like 8 passes that you have to show, like an electricity bill, and you have to have your mother's like
You gotta
maiden
have the
name
thing
and
like
like
how you
9.
get into the door.
Now you guys
Feet
sound,
up to the block.
now you guys sound like my mom. My mom always jumps to like the worst possible thing whenever I tell her a story like this. And she's like, well, did you have any ID? Did you have any proof that your Airbnb was 1 block over? What would have happened if they would have just escorted you to the 1 block over? I'm like, they weren't gonna do that, Mom.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm sorry. Escorting you to the next block is not the worst case scenario.
Look, like it's damn casino, and they're walking her to the back of the casino. Hey, is your house over here? If not, I'm gonna break your hand.
Oh, we love you, TK. You are the best storyteller on the planet.
Love you guys.